Today, I'm going to show you how to set up MCPs inside of Claude Code. So if you're trying to build out some workflows inside of Claude Code agents, a lot of times you can beef up those agents with MCPs. So I'm going to walk you through start to finish as a beginner how to set up MCPs inside of Claude Code. So the first thing you're going to do obviously is open up Claude Code. You're going to make sure you type Claude to open it up. I'm assuming you at least know what Claude Code is, that this isn't your first time, but if it is, open up Claude Code. If you do /MCP, you'll see which ones you already have. Likely if you're watching this video, you probably won't have any. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find an MCP that we want to use, right? So there's actually this website called smithery.ai. There's a lot of these different MCP marketplace tools or websites. And you can see like, mcp.so is a good one. You can use any of these kind of MCP marketplaces to find new MCPs. But let's say we use smithery.ai. We're going to view all the servers, and I'm going to show you how to set it up. So let's say we want to set up sequential thinking, or maybe we do like a memory graph one. Some of these might require APIs, but you're going to go to, let's say we want to do a memory graph. It basically saves our conversations as entities so that we can refer to them in the future. And what you're going to do is you're going to find the Claude Code setup right here. And you're going to see this, install this server using the terminal command below. So you're going to copy that. It's actually pretty simple, guys. You're going to copy that and paste it in here. And then it's going to add the MCP for you. It's actually a lot easier than it seems. Sometimes you might need to add an API token. Sometimes you'll need to add various different things. You're going to copy that in. You're going to paste it in. And so here we go. Add the local MCP server for you. It's going to run this bash command. If you don't know what a bash command is, that's okay. Successfully added. And a lot of times you'll need to restart it, right? So I might need to create a new window. And so let me see if it's added now. So if I go down to the bottom here, oops, or there we go, local memory server. And sometimes you'll need to log in. So that's actually a good point. So if we go back to this one that we were just on, it was successfully added to the .claude.json file. But if you try to run it, like run the OC memory server MCP, it's probably not going to be able to. I'm going to say that. It's going to be like, I can't find it. It's because you need to, stop your terminal, restart a new window. And you're going to see here, it's going to be like, can't find it, right? I'll check what MCPs are available. It can't find it. But if you go to a new tab, it's going to be there. But sometimes it won't be authenticated. So if you do /MCP, click enter, find that MCP. So I'm going to go to the LLC memory server. I'm going to click enter, and then I'm going to click enter again on the authenticate. And then a browser window is going to open up. I'm going to authenticate it. Sometimes you'll need to, there we go, successful. Sometimes you'll need to add an API token. Sometimes you'll need to sign into something if it's like Notion or something like that. But that's how you set it up. And now let's say I want to, can we just create a bunch of data, just random data in text, and then I want you to save it using the LLC memory server MCP. That tool is called Monologue if you want the speech to text. So I just wanted to like have a bunch of random data, and then I want to save it the LLC MCP server LLC. Let's see if it still figures it out. Oh, it says LLC MCP server. So, all right, so we save it to the memory server knowledge graph. So I'll create some interesting sample data and save it. Then you can see it's calling it, and I can say yes, don't ask again, or just yes. And I click enter, and now I have the LLC memory server inside of Claude Code. And now whenever you have a chat, you could just say LLC memory server, trigger that MCP, and go. And now if you want like an extra tip to make this even more advanced, what you could do is I could say something like, you can see how many windows I have inside the terminal. It's pretty great. All right, so perfect. And I say, now based on that process, I want you to create a system prompt for a Claude agent that whenever we start hitting closer to the end of the conversation, or just randomly, like every 5 interactions or so, to just automatically save the conversation to the memory. So I want you to build out a process based on what we just did in the MCP that you just called, and I want you to build that out as an agent system prompt. And so you'll see how you can actually start to build MCPs into workflows and processes, right? You can turn this into a skill. I'm going to show you how to turn it into an agent. So now based on this, Now if I go to this new one, I typed in Claude /agents. It's going to show me all my agents. I can click this create new agent. I just clicked enter. I click project. Now I'll click generate with Claude, and then it can generate an agent for you. So now based on this, what it's going to do is it's going to create a process for us to basically just automatically save the conversation, and we're going to add it to an agent. It's a little extra tutorial within a tutorial, but that's how you kind of set up the MCP. You find that bash command, that terminal command, using whatever MCP marketplace, and then you paste it in there. So I'm going to actually pause this video while this thinks, and then I'm going to show you how to build out the agent. Now you can see that it built out this entire process for me. Used a kind of MCP tool and just the autosave memory agent. And it's going to save it as a .md file. But I don't really want it to save as a .md file. I just want the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this text. What we could also do is save it as a command, like a /save command, but I like the agent feature. I'm going to paste this into the create new agent that we just had over here. Just to paste, sometimes it's a little laggy. And I'm going to click go. And it's going to take all of that, the agent prompt that the other window just generated. And now it's going to generate an agent based on that description. And then we'll have an agent called like save memory or something like that, or auto save memory. And it should just auto save to using that MCP server. And so this is like how my workflows have progressed inside of Claude Code, and how I have been able to do more and more advanced things inside of Claude Code. Is every time I like do something inside of Claude Code, I will say, based on all the MCP servers that you called, on all the things that we did, all these interactions, figure out what the best way is to accomplish the same goal, turn it into a process, into an agent prompt that has the MCP instructions and has all the other things, parts of the process that we did, and turn it into an agent prompt. And then it does, and then I paste it in here. It usually takes a couple minutes to run, so I'm going to pause the video in a second until it finishes. And then you'll just have these agents that will just, anytime it senses that something needs to happen, it will just, so once it finishes, you'll see something that looks like this, create new agent, and I just click continue. I Sonnet, choose whatever color, the auto memory saver. Click enter to save. And now we have the auto memory saver agent in here. And so now let's say we're interacting with Claude. No, I don't want to. This will need to create a new window. So let's say I create a new window. Testing, auto save. It might help if we had a couple interactions with it first. But let's see, it should trigger that agent now, and it will know how to call that MCP server. So testing, auto save. It's figuring it out. Always has cheeky little sayings. I'm ready to auto save it. Substantial to save yet. All right, let's research AI content. That trigger agent, but I'm just going to go through this process, and then we'll just see the agent kick in and auto save. So I'm just going to have a couple conversations with AI, and then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to show you how it works. Right, so I basically just asked it a couple things. Let's research AI content. You know, here's some practical frameworks, some hooks, various different things right here. And it didn't automatically kick in, probably because I hadn't hit the 5 messages yet. But I just said autosave. You can see here now it's this agent. It has this kind of like highlighted text. And then boom, it knows how to save it. It's using the MCP server to save it. It's creating all of these entities in here based on what we talked about. And it's saving this conversation to memory. And this is how you can build MCPs inside of agents, especially if you have slightly more complex use cases with your MCPs in it. It helps to give the agent the full process so that it knows how to run that process. And then you just say, hey, run this agent. And then it just triggers the entire process. So I hope that was valuable. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in diving deeper, I'm teaching people how to build out their life operating system inside of Claude Code. So if you head on over to the community and you go to the classroom section, you can see how to fully build out MCPs, agents, workflows that can basically manage your entire life. Everything from content creation, planning your tasks, having notes, and like just various different things, strategy, goals, voice memos, meeting notes, and basically being able to work and utilize all the tools inside of Claude Code So that's inside of the community here. You can see people are sharing wins, sharing different formulas. There's a process for getting clients using AI, but also just using the Life operating system. So, go there if it's helpful. If not, thank you so much for watching. I hope this solved your MCP Claude Code problem. And